Hello. We all have heard of the saying, prevention is better than cure. So, if water scarcity or water shortage was an illness, what would be the cure and what would be the prevention? Hello. My name is Dr. Bhakti Devi. I am the founder of Urban Water Doctor. At Urban Water Doctor, we are on a mission to make city water users water literate in the science of water management so that they can make smarter and more sustainable choices to secure their own water future. So, in this video, I would like to discuss ways to prevent a water shortage or water scarcity. So, whenever we experience water shortage, uh, we tend to go for the cure in the form of creating new water supplies, finding a new way of a new source of water to fulfill the imbalance between the supply and demand, which causes the water shortage. The way to prevent water shortage is to look at how can you manage your water demand and your water consumption in a way that it is more efficient, it is less wasteful. So what are the real solutions that you can do within, say, an apartment community or any building community? It could be commercial or institutional within a city. So there are four types of solutions which we call as demand side solutions because they are focused on looking at how are we able to minimize the demand or optimize the demand without compromising on the quality of the performance for which we are using water. So what are those four types of solutions you can explore within a building community? The first type is looking at the operational side of the water system. In the water system, there is often chances of water leaking. The water leaks could happen in the pipes, they could happen in the tanks, the storage tanks, underground tanks. It could also happen through the taps or any of the appliance or the fixtures. And the ones that happen more visibly, for example, on a tap, are easy to fix. But then there are also leaks that happen within a system that could be hard to detect. And also, within tanks, some leaks could happen which are hard to detect. And that is why the way you manage the leaks is to make sure that you are always, keeping a count of water, how much water is coming in, how much is going out, how much is being used, because by keeping account, you're able to detect that there is some leak, and then you can go and find the leak and fix it. So that is number one solution when it comes to the prevention. So the second type of preventative solution, which is also a demand side solution, is to make sure that all the fixtures and appliances that use water are of water efficient category, because every appliance that uses water, there are different the design of those appliances will determine how much water they will use, they'll consume. For example, you can have a washing machine which is water inefficient, which means it will use more water than you need to wash a load of clothes, whereas a washing machine that is designed to be a water efficient will actually use less water and still perform a good job of washing the clothes. The other type of, you can also have similarly water efficient taps, water efficient shower heads. The toilet flush tank can be water efficient. So it's important to make sure that you have, if they are not already water efficient, then you can retrofit them by replacing them with a water efficient one. So that is the second type. The third type of solution to prevent the water shortage is through installing meters, the water meters. So when you install water meter, what happens is the purpose of putting water meter is to measure the consumption. For example, if it is a apartment community, then you are able to sub-meter and make sure you are able to know how much every apartment within the community is using water. And that feedback from the water meter creates a change in behavior of practice so that you become a bit more your behavior becomes more water saving. And through your behavior, some water saving can be achieved and therefore some demand can be optimized. Sometimes the same water meter could also be used to bill the community members as per their usage. So it's not just only giving feedback in terms of how much you're using, but you're also using that the metered readings or the metered data to apply the charges so that those who use less water could be charged less, those who use more water could be charged more, and that becomes a more equitable way of providing incentives to the members of the apartment and giving them the signal that if you use less, you will be charged less. And that encourages people to make changes within their apartment to adopt water saving practices and behaviors. And that can result in more savings compared to just using water meters as a feedback. The fourth type of, the measures, the preventative measure, is achieved by educating the water users within the community, educating them on, what kind of practices tend to be more wasteful of water, and the reason is because not all savings can be achieved by simply putting hardware, tap fixtures, and changing the appliances. You can achieve some savings, but then if the behavior of the water user is still wasteful, then you can't achieve the full saving potential. So that's why it's very important that within a community there's always an ongoing communication, education about the water saving behaviors and practices. For example, if people have an RO system inside their flat, and that puts out a lot of reject water, then how could they utilize that reject water for other purposes and therefore save water in that way, because now they don't need a fresh water anymore for say if they're using it for mopping the floor, then the mopping the floor is not using a fresh water anymore, and thereby they are putting less pressure on the demand on the system that the apartment community is fitted with. So that is those type of soft changes within the practices of the water user is a fourth category, which can be achieved by doing proper, systematic, consistent communication and education within the community. So the whole idea is that the water users, it is better to focus on preventative measures, which are also the demand side measures. So before you go to a cure for investing into a supply side solutions like putting a new bore well or purchasing a new tanker water, these are the cures that happen after the shortage or after the scarcity has happened. But you want to do the preventative measures so that you don't end up being water scarce. You don't end up being having a water shortage. And that is done by these four measures that I listed. So I hope you pay attention to the fact that whenever you experience water shortage, are you going for a cure, or are you trying to, can you do something about preventing the water shortage? And always important to do the prevention before you go for the cure. So I hope that's useful in your, I hope you adopt these practices. Uh, I will cover more such topics in the future videos. My name is Dr. Bhakti Devi. I'm the founder of Urban Water Doctor. You can check us out on our website, urbanwaterdoctor.com, and you can email us with any help you may need on managing your water services on urbanwaterdoctor@gmail.com. Thank you.